Yes. Sorry for the delay. It appears that some of these social networks have changed their requirements for being online, so that they kind of shut us down in a way this morning. So I had to make some adjustments. But we are here. The Heyward CPA podcast live recording session here on our last show of August and arguably our last show of the summer, um, the de facto summer, because Labor Day is coming next weekend. So the next time we talk to you will be in September. Great song about September from Earth, Wind, and Fire, but it will be fall, one of my favorite times of the year. And a favorite time for those of us in business, because that's when we start thinking about what we got to do for the next year. But anyway, Kory may be in today. He is at the Black Business Forum. That's part of Black Business Month in Durham, sponsored by the Greater Durham Black Chamber of Commerce. So that's taking place today. He's on site there. So he may be in there. But today, I guess it'll just be me and you. So we haven't done too many live shows over the summer. So there's a lot of topics backed up for us to discuss. Lots of things to go over. Lots of gripes to have. You know, we always taking questions from the field, from everybody. I'm assuming that we're on YouTube and Facebook this morning. There's a lot going on here. So, yeah, let's get it started. So, anyway, this is the end of the summer. A lot of challenges people are facing right now. Spoken to quite a few business owners. Things are moving kind of slow. It's a low. People spending their money in back to school, maybe not spending it with you. Possible. Got to get the kids back to school, get them fresh to death, and all the supplies they need. So we got to get that going. So how do you make it through these times? And this is a general question anyway. And how do you make it when things aren't going as seamlessly as you want them to be or thought they should be? It's an interesting question. But you know what I'm going to say. One, you have to be in tune to what you're doing. You have to know what's going on. You have to know your story. Know the story of your business. Understand the story. And just like a story that has multiple chapters, every month in a way, or heck, every week or every day is technically a new chapter. So if you don't know what's going on, or you don't pay attention to the story, you'll be subject to repeat the same errors over and over. Now, I can't understate this. As you know, we haven't, because it's a constant message from us that you have to be in tune to your business. But in order to be in tune to your business, you have to be in tune to yourself. And one place where that starts is, like, I've been talking about this a lot. Well, one place where that starts is, what am I doing this for? Now, we had an episode entitled "What Are We Doing? What Are You Doing?" before, and I want to just build on that. When people go into business, there is an objective. And the objective inevitably is to take care of your family, take care of yourself, take care of your family. That's the objective. So we might say, okay, oh, profit and all this other stuff. But the objective, you want the profit to go to your coffer so that you can take care of your family. And as you keep building, do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. But how many of you out there, when you started the business, you thought about it in those terms? Not many, because we're concentrating on survival. And because everybody told us that within the first 5 years, we're going to fail. That's what happens. So you're concentrating on surviving. You're not thinking about thriving or arriving or any of that. But that's not good. That's like getting in the car, and there's times, you get in the car, you just drive. You say, yeah, I'm driving. I need to get out and drive. But inevitably you come back home. So you do know you want to get back home. But let's just imagine you taking this massive investment. The investment that is more than what people say. People say your biggest investment will be your home. For those of yeah. But if you invest in a business, that's going to be your largest investment. You taking this massive investment with you're not trying to go anywhere. I mean, you don't have a guy. You want to succeed. You know what you got to do, but you don't have a guide. You don't know where it is. What is success? Because the last time I checked, success is not a number. It's not numerical. It's successful. I'm successful. You're successful. Everybody says they're successful or wants to be successful. But it's not a quantitative number. So my success might be $50,000, to my pocket. Your success might need to be $120,000 to your pocket. So we use these terms, especially in business, because they're so wonderful and the cachet is so, the terminology out here is wonderful. So everybody is a business something. They're a coach or they're expert or they're a consultant or whatever they might be. People use these terms, but they get away from the scorecard of business. That's what they get away from. So they talk about, all right, successful, move forward. Even some of the stuff we use, scale or something like that. But what do those terms mean to you? What does it mean to you? I mean, I think that's where there's a big challenge. So as I started this saying, at this time of year, this is the time of year to ponder. Now, it's a time of year for me because my birthday is in October. So I naturally have that type of stuff happening. You start reflecting around your birthday. You start saying, oh, okay, well, yeah, all right. Look at me a year ago. Now, the year I've had, I can hardly remember the year, but that's a whole nother conversation for a different show, a different analysis. But when you start thinking about it, you say, okay, I like looking at things as objectives or where you want to get somewhere. So one of the reasons we talk about keeping up with your books is because you got to go check your scorecard. So you come into the end of August. If you haven't looked at your, and I'll be more specific, if you haven't looked at your income statement the whole year, you don't know what's happening. Sure, your bank account, that I can make the bills, but you truly don't know what's happening. Most of all, you don't know how to make any adjustments. Because remember, I said every month or every day or every week, based on your business, is a chapter. So you have to stay on top of that. You have to look at it. You have to look and say, okay, all right, here we are. I thought, and a big, one of the best tools is the year-over-year tool. So if anything, you want to say, just like your birthday, you look and say, well, last year I was here, this year I'm there. That is one of the greatest tools that you could ever use, year over year. Measuring against yourself. How did we do this time last year against how we doing this time this year? Very simple analysis. Very scary analysis. Because there's a truth in there. They're saying, like, you can open it up and you're not doing as well. Just on your income, your revenue. You could just not be doing as well. Then we get into the why and all that. You sit down with Kory or something like that, and you go through the reasons why. But it starts with you going back and saying, okay, how am I doing against last year? Well, guess what? Also, you can do that for every item that's on your income statement. So your revenue might be up. Good. Yay. We good on that. But your payroll might be up too. Is it up? Does it make sense? Is your payroll up at making sense at the same time? Okay. Your revenue could be up. Oh no, your revenue could be down. And your rent is down because you moved out, you went virtual. It's a moving part. So that I just don't think people, and I'm going to be honest. For years, as being an accountant, sometimes, like most professions, we're so enveloped in what we know and what we do. Often we don't feel like these things are we feel like they're obvious. But what I've learned especially over the last 10 to 15 years, is that there's a human element to these things. That running your business by numbers is not natural. It's uncomfortable. And it's not taught. Who teaches you that? So most times you go to an accountant and you hand your stuff off, the accountant handles it, they hand you something back. I'm good. See you next year. That's the average relationship. So, but in 2024, and the way things are, the information we have and the way that we can transfer information, there's more we can do. Accountants and business owners, there's more we can do. There's more we have to do. So we have to reconstruct these relationships so that you can get there. It's not about turning a business owner into an accountant. It's turning a business owner into a partner, so we can talk shop, so that by continuing our conversation, we can discuss things at a deeper level. We can use terms. You'll start learning the terms or whatever. No one's trying to turn you into account. That's one of the things that happens. When you speak to business owners and you say, oh, hey, what's up? With this, you start talking about accounting, and everybody just goes and say, oh, well, I'm not good at math, or I don't know this and I don't do that, and we got to work on that, because you're playing a game, you're spending your money, you're risking your money. Learn the terms. And if you have the right practitioner, which there are more now because the industry is evolving more into advisory spaces, we like to say, people want to try to drill down and give you information so you can make moves. Everything out here in the world is using data analytics, from stock markets to sports. Probably if you have a job, your job. And it's afforded. Small businesses can do it now without big business cost, but you have to take to it. Now, that's the relationship. That's the 21st century relationship that we want to get to. I mean, it's going there. Why? Because you need to run your business off the data you got. The story. It's the story. Back to the story. So whatever this story is, you have to take the truth. And unlike social media, sometimes the story isn't at the apex. Like if you watch a movie, the protagonist often goes through trial and tribute. This is how it goes. We expect it in the movie. You know, we expect it that the hero or whoever we are identifying with in the movie, the journey we're taking with them, we expect them to go through hard times. Now it's a movie. We know that in most cases it's going to resolve itself. Everything will be okay. But we expect story character in a play, in a book, TV show. We expect the focal point of the story to have a challenge. Well, guess what? You're the focal point of your business. And your business is a story. And you're going to have challenges. The thing is that there's no guarantee, like a happy ending. You got to work to the happy ending. Like there's no guarantee to it. Like you just know, like, boom, you're going to have challenges. So, I mean, I get tired. Tired may not be the word, but I don't feel like this sentiment is shared enough among people. You're going to face challenges, people. This is not easy. Starting a business, growing a business, maintaining a business, selling a business, buying a business. It's not easy. Starting a business is. I can start 5 right here in my mind right here. Go ahead, sole proprietorships. You know what I'm saying? I could say, yo, I'm doing this. I could say, I'm gonna do voiceovers for commercials. So if you need your commercial voiceover, if you like my voice, so you think that my voice would reach your customers, hire me. Guess what? I just started a business like that. It's very simple to start. There's no details of the business, but it started. So, we live in an environment where it's easy to start stuff. It gets easier, technology, knowledge, whatever. But to maintain and grow it takes a tremendous amount of effort. And as accountants and counselors, whatever, but I'm sticking with the accountants because that's what I've been trained to do, both informally and formally. As I'm trained to do, I'm saying our relationships have to evolve with you. It has to. It has to evolve for you to win. We are here to help you, the hero of this story, get to the happy ending. Yes, sir. As one of the viewers, thank you for logging in, says that you need to have an accountant with a working knowledge of tax law. Now, I'm going to even increase that. You need an accountant that knows your business, that understands your business. Oh, just like that. Wow. Yeah, I'm going in and then it just like boom, yo, bam.
Yo,
Yo, what up,
Good
man?
morning.
Yo, buenos dias. Yo, man. Yo, my
Yes,
man. Yo, so yeah, we got a little. Yo, I was going in, man.
you
I'm
was.
going in.
I just wanted to just take a minute or two just to hop in, let everybody know. I'm on scene at the Black Durham Chamber of Commerce Saturday Assembly. We're just talking about it's a kind of a group thing. Some members, board members, CEO of the organization, CJ Broderick. We just having just kind of some fireside chat, table conversation on the development of the chamber and what we're doing for the community and what we could do for the members that join with their businesses. And this just continues our search. This continues our vision. As the collective, which includes myself and you as well, and all our other strategic partners on our mission to help business owners, support them, and help them get to the next stage in life.
Absolutely. So, well, since you popped in, I mean, I mean, we might as well talk about it. I mean, it's unique. Chamber does a lot of unique things, and it's a movement starting, as you said, a collective movement. That's how I would even say it. That um they're doing. So I know you sent me something a few minutes ago. It was
Yeah, that was
like,
just a membership overview thing. I got some other stuff we're gonna be able to post on our social media for the chamber as well.
yeah. So, and I think it's important to understand organizations like this, that they exist, and that they're there. I mean, they're there to function. There's people out here to help you. So it rolls right on what I was saying. You popped in like mid sentence. Um, I was getting into the whole story thing, and really I was talking about how accountants. I was speaking straight from accountants. How our relationship with clients has to evolve, and it takes two sides to evolve. And what the chamber's doing today. What I was actually saying as soon as you popped in, I said that you need a accountant that understands your business as much as one that knows all the laws and stuff. And so when you popped in, it's the same thing. It's about information gathering. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I also spoke about how we can use small business can use data like big businesses have now, and we have to get over the reluctance of that.
Right.
And part of you doing that is learning. Okay, you have to be able to learn. And I feel as though what's taking place this morning is another learning. It's how you learn. You learn with your peers too. Everything
Right.
isn't just from your advisor. You learn from your peers. So, what y'all got going on over there in the high rent district, um, what I'm saying, you out here showing your chain and all that on the low though. We're just like, yeah, you ain't wear the Cuban link today. That's cool. It's business, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
I got the name tag on.
Oh, yo, he got the golden. Listen, that's not the hello, my name is tag. That's not that's the real tag. So that means you somebody over there. Yo, in fact, I don't even know if everybody knows like your involvement like that. I mean, dude, we don't really talk about it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we lost your audio, son.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got noise
Okay.
canceling on.
I'm the director of the development committee. Try to
Mm-hmm.
wear a couple different hats, but we just try to. This is a learning board that we're on, learning organization. So it's not like you have to. You just gotta show initiative, and you have to show some tact, and just the ability to want to learn and be a part of something, right? So, what we do on our committee is just try to find ways for team development, individual development, leadership development. That's a big word, but what does that even mean? And it's really just being comfortable with communicating, sharing ideas, which is a big issue, with a lot of people. Is how do I share an idea, share a thought, share a skill, share something that's effective, and feel confident about sharing it and not worrying about or fearing, you know, being talked about or rejected, right? And
Mm-hmm.
one of the things I've been able to continuously, and it's a continuation, is to understand that rejection is protection, right? But um, it also provides room for you to keep pushing. Because if everything came easy, I guess everyone would do it, and nothing would be achieved.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be static.
Yeah,
And it would be static. Well, I mean, how the heck we see? This is even better. We didn't even do a
no
meeting
production
per se.
meeting.
Yeah. No, because what I equated it to a few minutes ago, I said, look, every movies, we go to movies and it's the hero's journey. So we expect the hero to go through some stuff
Right,
to get to the end. You
right,
know what I'm saying? Like we always expect that it does that. But then in our own life as a business owner, when we just started the show, I don't think people think that, like they don't foresee. It's like they hope it doesn't happen, as
right,
opposed to being like, I'm gonna have to go through some challenges to get to my goal. And
right,
it's it's the same thing. Like, okay, you the star of the show. And the star name is always something. And the difference is in a movie or a TV show, a book or a play, you reasonably know that the focal point is going to make it.
right.
It's just kind of, you feel like that, but individually, we don't think about it. It's like, this is, I mean, because you could splash in this game, but doing the things that we're talking about really helps, do that. So yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, if you're not in the greater Durham area, which we reach across the globe, so you may not be. Um, you should look for an organization that does it. And I know this is a heavy lift, but you can emulate the organization by communicating with other business owners. Because trust me, y'all facing similar issues. Like that's, I mean, it just says it could be somebody that does what you do. You might feel like they competition or yeah, whatever. But it could also be somebody that just is a small business owner like you. I just thought I don't think that happens that much. I don't
No,
think I really don't. And it goes back to this embarrassment we have of not winning per se. Like I'm not winning, so I don't want to talk to you because I don't want you to think that I'm not winning or I suck or something. Where the chances are the people that are telling you they're winning probably aren't winning. The people that are like out, like coming out telling you, yeah, we doing this and doing that. It's not the whole story.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah. So you have to check people out. And yeah, and we just got to comment the vet organizations and make sure they're credible. That's true. But one of the best ways to vet something is creating your own loose organization. Everything doesn't have to be this structured thing where you do that. Like I got accounting peers. We ain't no formal organization, but if I got a question, I call. Yeah, all right, yeah, what's going on here? Blah blah blah. Boom. Boom. Be like, yeah, okay, what's
Because
up?
being the people, because besides making money and besides having a certain skill set or supplying or serving different industries, we're the number one thing. We're in the people business.
Yeah,
Business don't happen without people. So I think
no,
if we could focus on understanding the fact that we are in the people business, then maybe it's easier for us to stop gatekeeping and actually, get over some egotistical things and be able to have some intelligent conversations. And intelligence doesn't mean, um, you know, that you got
books.
to be super smart, right?
Yeah,
Intelligence means that you're going to ask the questions or seek out what comes to mind. That's intelligence. You don't
Yeah.
have to have a degree to do that, right? Um, you know, because let's throw this out there. The smallest businesses in the world are the ones that's keeping the foundation of the ground in place, and
No,
those
absolutely.
and those are the ones that get overlooked. We get overlooked. So
Yeah.
instead of crying about it, we start forming the relationships and siding next to infrastructures that are in place, and just see how we can grow it together, or um, tap into the energy source, the power source, right? Like
Yo,
a charger in the wall. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that was a little bit of your candidate type
Yeah,
speech right there.
listen, man, I was using a lot of syllables there, but we're gonna come back and break it down.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, when you wake up and your feet land and you say, I'm about to do this again today, you just say, all right, faith over fear. What do I need to conquer? How do I need to conquer it? And who am I gonna call today to get some additional information to help me conquer it? And then
yeah,
we just go.
absolutely.
We
Yeah.
just go.
But I was saying that more from your inspirational talk as a candidate.
One of
Saying,
those.
yeah, you was on that. You just you flip roles quite, what I'm saying, like that. That's it. But it does fit. It's about community. It's about learning.
Right,
Um, that's where I was starting. It's about learning your business, learning income statement, learn it because there's a story for you. That's not, as I said earlier, we're not talking about turning you into an accountant. No, you are who you are. Whatever you do, that's what you do. But you
right,
take this little extra, okay, I know this too. I know this too. I know this too. You grow human resource. No one starts with a human resource department when you start a small business. You don't know HR department. HR? What? No, I ain't got time for that. Yo, we gotta hire somebody, and guess what? You might make mistakes. Okay, you do stuff. You learn. Marketing. People think they know marketing. They don't know marketing. They know promotion, but they don't know marketing. So they don't know that. So you just say, oh well, I don't, and then what happens too is people say, well, I don't want to learn it, and then often you overspend on a section because you don't really know, you don't have a plan for yeah, you don't know what's supposed to happen.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So marketing and advertising is a great place where that happens because people think, they get the impression that I do this one thing and people gonna flow through the doors. And it's not, it's more comprehensive than that. So yeah, the learning experience, so what is this? An open forum? Like you can't tell us. If you tell us, you gotta whack us out. I mean,
Nah, nah, it's open forum. People, round table, sitting at the table, getting ready going into little group meetings, and we just
oh
talking
wow.
to everybody, and everybody gets a chance to answer questions. We doing some history on black businesses. When was the first black business open? Where was it? Who was the longest black business that's still in business today? Ward is a moving company. Um, did you know that? There's another thing. You know that. We talked about this yesterday, but I'll just bring it up because it was sitting on my mind. The only black business on the stock market is Radio One. I mean, like when you look at that, that's data. Like, how do you break that down? How does that even make sense, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
so yeah, so we just sitting around having conversation. We getting ready to go back in. I'm getting ready to go back in and jump into the forum. I wanted to hop in here, say hello to the people. You
of
know,
course.
you know what I mean? To let them know that I'm still out here working and doing what I need to do, so I can bring these great conversations you and I have back to the table and back to the
Yeah.
people,
Yeah,
and so
and
on.
that's well, that does and break the monotony of my rants. But
Yeah,
we doing
sure.
pretty good over here. It's
All
pretty
right,
good. I'm taking
that's
back. I'm doing it more like my radio persona. So it's a little bit different. But yes,
cool,
definitely shout
cool,
everybody out at this chamber. Let them know that we got you locked in. It's all good.
no doubt.
All right.
All right, cool. Anybody is interested? Anybody in North Carolina that's a business can sign up gdbcc.org.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to check us out at Heyward CPA. Don't forget we got Biz Therapy on the table. We got BYOB on the table. and we got consulting on the table. It's all part of the collective. So, my brother, I'm gonna let you finish
No
rolling,
doubt.
and then I'm gonna hit you as soon as I'm done here. All right?
All right, deuces.
Peace out.
So there you go. We Kory coming in live, and so this is we do stuff like this. I mean, it's just ad nauseum. We've spoken about it. I mean, this business thing is what we do. We participate. We talk about it every day, and I just I think both of us and a lot of people we work with, it's a matter of boosting boosting things up to another level. As we learn more, we try to share more. I know it's easy to stay where you are, stay in your, what's comfortable, but there's a lot of information that you could freely learn that you could not get in the 90s. You couldn't get it, couldn't get access to it. So if you want to be better, school's in, got to learn. But I do want to touch on the conversation we were talking about, and that Kory just mentioned about what I found. I don't know, they may have verified it today, but what I found is that the only minority controlled public company, meaning that its stock trades on the stock market, the New York Stock Exchange, most, I think, not NASDAQ, is Radio One. Last time I looked, it was $13 a share. Well, guess what? When we talk about access to capital, the stock exchange is the biggest capital market. The American stock exchange is the biggest capital market in the country, obviously. And it's interesting. All of these millionaires, billionaires, all this stuff. There's no more black companies in the capital markets. I mean, there's a reason why, and it has to do with. I mean, it has to do with which a lot. I mean, it takes a lot to become a publicly traded company, but I, that bothers me, man. Like, it really does bother me. I'm like, wait a minute. So we have a lot. We have instances of individual success. We show even some gentlemen are owning sports teams and things like that. But man, and I'm not talking about entering the market and becoming Google or Apple. There's a lot of companies in the stock exchange. There's a lot of them. A lot of them you don't even know. Like they do all types of things. And so I don't have that verified. I'm gonna try to check more information, but that's mind-boggling to me. Like, wow, we don't have a minority. We have very few minority, if one or two minority-controlled companies, black-controlled companies, trade on the stock market. Wow. I mean, that's yeah. When I think about that, it just throws me off, and it's kind of a forward thought because it's saying that we get all this stuff. We talk about capital markets. We're talking about access to equity. Well, one of the biggest accesses to equity is the stock market, underwritten by Goldman Sachs. All these guys are turning hedge fund managers, things like that. But guess what? You have to have a certain level of company to do it. You have to be organized a certain way. I know there are minority companies that have a lot of government contracts. I mean, you have the revenue level, but it's just really interesting to me that, wow, because that's the cash out. That's a method of cash out. When people start companies, and often venture capital comes in, the goal is to become public because now their shares are going to be worth more. If you have 10,000 shares of a company that you grinding on your own, you're making, I mean, you're trying to survive. Then the company goes to the stock market. The company gets cash for the for the people that underwrote it, because you have to have a bank, an investment bank to underwrite it, who will hereby release, send those shares out to, they'll put them in the market. And even if you give up some of your shares, now your shares has a objective valuation now that can go up. Because truthfully, when we own our own stuff privately, I mean, you value your shares on your own. I mean, you kind of say, I mean, there are accounting methods to do it, but it's just it's value. No market is telling you. People are necessarily not necessarily that could be, but they're not necessarily looking to put their investment, their retirement money into your shop or something. Um, So that's where those big institutions invest in the stock market. They invest in these companies. So now you the founder, you had 10,000 shares, they're going to blow it up. You're going to have a whole lot of shares when it's done. Might have 1 million shares. But all of a sudden, the initial public offering might be $50 a share. It wasn't worth $50 a share when you were private, tried to grind, but now's the cash out. Whatever you put in, if you got 1 million shares, you probably sell $100,000 share. You made whole, 100,000 shares, and then you made whole to your investment that you put in there. $5.5 million. You're like, boom, I'm chilling. That's the capital market. That's how all these not all, but many people are very wealthy in this country off of that, hedge funds and things like that. So that's the capital market where all these gazillionaires are coming from, and and they build well. But guess what? It's not a lottery. It's not going to happen in 2 years. So the fact that there are so few, as I say, to my knowledge, publicly traded companies that are minority owned or minority controlled is interesting. It's very interesting. Somebody needs to look into that. Maybe me, maybe somebody else. But taking a step back, we'll get to the capital markets. I just wanted to comment on that, but that's this thing. But getting back to it, from wherever you are now to get to that way of thinking, or even having a private investor, everything doesn't have to be the stock market, but to have a private investor, you have to know your story, people. The real story. Because if let's say today, I had $5,000 invested in a business. Now I'm trained. Not only am I trained, I'm in this space. So you give me your package, and your package has nothing but glitter and rainbows and unicorns in it. I'm not going to believe it. So I'll tell you that right now. I'm not saying that you're not telling the truth, but I'm saying that you're not telling me the whole story. And it could be because you don't know the whole story. But I'm like, no, we got to talk more. Because how is it that these things will happen with, like, how's it going to happen? Like, what do you know that no one else knows that this is going to happen like that, and not have any problem? You're not going to have any problems whatsoever. And then I might go down and I'll be like, well, how much are you raising? Do you feel like that's enough money to get you through? Be honest. Be honest. So we can only be honest when we know our story. And as I say, the investment thing is not saying people are dishonest. It's that we tend to think that presenting something by presenting all the upside and not talking to any downside, we feel like that's better. or people will be more receptive to it. But just like everything, I think being educated or being in tune is the moral of the story. Um, Knowing the truth or knowing that the opportunity or knowing what might happen is better. You have a more informed investor. You have someone that understands, that says, yo, okay, first things first. If you have an investor, the investor has to understand that you are not guaranteeing returns. If you invest in something, you invest in it. You invest in it. It might not work. So you might lose all your money. Not that we're going in. I know people worry about scams and all of that. Every investment that doesn't work is not a scam. Shout outs to Nicole. She just did a presentation on fraud, scams, how to recognize scams. And one of the points, we were reviewing her presentation, and one of the points that she definitely made clear was, don't invest in something you don't understand. Warren Buffett has said it. And it's just good pragmatic sense. If you don't understand how something makes money, how can you invest in it to make yourself money? And I'm going to bring that to our subject for the day. If you don't understand how your business works and truly understand how you make money, a profit, not revenue, how could you entice an investor? How can you grow it? How can you do anything but, we get in a situation where we wonder if the business is running us or we running the business. Well, if you don't learn it, then learn your business. So that's why, like, you take information from different places and apply it to your business, because your business is unique because you started it. It's yours. You're responsible. Every bill is in your name. Everything is you. So how do you come on? You got to take some time. Take some time to understand it. And I just wanted to link that to investment, because the problem that I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that we all face is the C word. That's right. The C word. What's the C word, people? Cash flow. That's the C word. Cash flow. Businesses close because of a lack of cash flow. That's your biggest risk. When you start your business, basically you're going to run out of money. And that can include credit or whatever. But you have to pay the credit. So you need money. So cash flow. And based on your sales cycle, that's right, sales cycle. What's that? How long does it take for you to get paid? If you have a retail store, the payment is immediate in most cases. If the person uses a credit or debit card, most times it's a 2-day, within 24 to 48 hours before you get the money, less some fees. If you're an invoicing type business, if you invoice big companies, it could be 90 days before you get paid. Or the government, it could be 90, it could be 180 days or 120 days. How long does it take for you to get paid? And how long before you have to pay money out? The essence of business. And guess what? All of us face issues. C word. It's two words, but I'll just put it together. Cash flow. So, like any story, I've taken you through the wilderness. I've taken you everywhere to get to this point to talk about cash flow, which is my new, it's not new because I've always been aware of it. I understand it, but I think it's one of the least understood concepts for business owners, both starting, existing, been around forever. Cash flow. CASH space flow. But what's the key word? Cash. Most important resource you have is cash. And because saving cash isn't a natural instinct, especially in America. America's about spending money. Heck, you get started, like you think about it. We get rewarded, quote unquote, rewarded for spending money. You know, like you're a this level customer. You're this level customer. It's patting you on the back for spending your bread. It's fine. We all, man. I'm always trying to get status too. I'm not gonna pretend. I mean, yeah, it's like that. But what I'm saying is the natural inclination is to reward us for spending because our economy is based on consumer spending. That's a whole nother conversation that I'm sure I'll bring up again. But it's not natural. I mean, it's not natural to save. It's not natural to say, no, I'm not buying this right now, even though I have the money in my pocket. I need to hold on. That is probably in 2024. I don't know how many people could finish that sentence. And so this goes into your personal stuff too. I mean, it's not just it's the business, and that's the big thing. When you're a small business, you're still an individual. You're still an individual. You're still here. I mean, you're still in the game. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss Basnight, how you doing? How's it doing? I haven't spoken to you in a long time. True baller over there. So it's trying to make people understand that the ins and the outs, that's the name of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like understanding basic things that once we have a basic foundation, then we can move ahead and learn these higher level situations. And the thing too is that the reason I'm so up on this, as we're getting ready, we're getting ready to wind down, is the world is moving so fast that if we don't keep up, that you're going to be in the Stone Ages. Shout out to the Chicken Man too, he in the building. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be behind. So just to be specific on Black owned businesses, we have to use the technology. We have to use the information. It's afforded to us. It's here. And I don't do this much, but I'm just saying that there's a tendency to look at other groups and think of their advantages or what they're doing or something like that. And if you're not going to do it yourself, what difference does it make what they're doing? That's the question. If you're not going to do it. Yes, a lot of this stuff is not natural. Fine, not a problem. Well, you got to make it natural. The thing that we talk about a lot around here, in my private chats with all my crew, is you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And guess what? That's the underlying tone of being an entrepreneur. I have yet to beat somebody that says entrepreneurship is comfortable. That's why there's such a thing as a quote unquote cushy job, which there are massive layoffs going on right now at large companies. So cushy with air quotes and going out on your own. It's just that after a while, you build the muscle of how to deal with adversity. Notice I said build the muscle. Day one, no. Day two, day 1580, it's always going to feel until you reach a point, you got your success points where you're like, okay, yo, we good. We good. I have enough reserve that most foreseeable errors I can see, you know, we can make it through. I got everything going through. And yo, here we go. We got the sign in. There are always setbacks in business. That's why I'm always taking notes and talking to my CPA when needed. Excellent. Excellent. Because there's going to be setbacks. So I mean that's the moral of the whole thing I was talking about. I love it. It's good. The information channels are telling you everything is all good. Everything's going to be fine. You can do it. This foolishness with these people telling you can get credit with your LLC, which incidentally you have to pay the credit. So how about we talk about your profit? You're talking about getting credit to seed a business, which people do. I've done it too. But you got to pay attention to the business. You got to make money. You got to make money. Because that you got to make cash. Henceforth the C word. Cash flow. Got to make cash. So if you took anything from today's episode, I mean, the main things I want you to take away is that learn your business. It's not a constant thing. I get times where I'm in the wind too. Go back and learn look at your business with new eyes every now and then. That's what I'm saying. Because I mean, most of us out here, we're doers. We're doers. It's in the E-Myth by Michael Gerber, he calls it technicians. We do what it is, whatever it is we do. We're used to doing it. But we're not accustomed to managing it as a business. It's a different set of skills, it's a different set of eyes, it's a different set of comprehension. And I sincerely want to see more people get in that lane because of my belief of what small business can do for both community and the economy. There's many things. I mean, my belief system, which will constantly come out, it might be contrary, is that we talk about issues. So what do we do? Like, no one's fixing anything for anybody. They're not fixing anything for anybody. It's not happening. Even if they do, see, the thing is, if you operate as if someone isn't fixing something for you and they try to fix it for you, you actually end up better because you're like, oh, word, okay. I was here, they got me. So I'll get into that further and further content. But look, learn your business, learn your industry, pay attention to your cash. Look for other people. Talk to people that are in the same business, folks. We have to share information. Do not be ashamed. I know it takes a while to have that relationship with somebody. I'm not trying to say you just woke up, hey, how you doing? I'm broke. No one, you don't do that. But what I'm saying is, we've got to share information, people. We got to. That's how everybody gets better. I think they said that in school. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been in school, but I study way more now anyway. Anyway, that's my points, man. So everybody feel free, reach out on the social networks, drop comments down. We'll be cutting this up into digestible pieces for the short attention span generation that we're in. But if you ever have any questions, come to our page, come to our YouTube channel, and pop a question in there. We love answering questions. If you have a need for services, you haven't done your taxes in 5 years in your business, stuff like that. You're afraid to do them because you haven't done them. Contact us, www.heywardcpa.com, and we'll get you in the pipeline for all these other programs that we're developing, including Biz Therapy and BYOB, because they're here to assist with this common goal of building better business people. Building them up. I don't want to say building, you know what I'm saying, but to make you better. Make you better at running a business. That's what this is all about right here. So, on behalf of myself and my team, we're gone. Wrapped up August. September will be here. But send in your questions. Send it because this is a tax deadline in September. I think our next show is right before the business tax deadline. Send them in. Always send in your questions, because this is the forum for you to get no charge answered on here. Call on the phone, I can't promise that. On here, no charge. We're availing ourselves every 2 weeks, but we take questions all the time. All right. So you have a wonderful Saturday. Have a wonderful Labor Day. Don't hurt yourself anywhere. Stay safe, and we will see you next time.